Hello, this is Liv. In this meditation, I am going to take you on a journey to access your creative core, your essence. And so I'm titling this "The Journey Home" because what I'm really hoping to achieve with you is to find a perspective, find a state where you feel more expanded, and the smaller problems in your life can be put into perspective. So as usual, get yourself comfortable. You can either do this seated or lying down. Just make sure that there's nothing physical that's going to start to distract you or bother you. And so once you're settled, I'm ready to close your eyes and then begin to commit your body to stillness. To start, begin by allowing your mind to drift into your memory and start to recall your day. So you might just go through everything that's happened. If you're doing this first thing in the morning, you can do a review of the previous day. And allow it to scan through your mind quickly. Until eventually you find yourself in your body right here, right now, where you're catching the wave of your breath. You're connecting with all the sounds that you hear, connecting with the ground beneath you or the seat underneath you, the temperature of the room, and really coming into feeling, hearing, seeing. Maybe there's colors behind the closed eyes. Connecting in with your five senses. So sometimes to get answers or clarity around something, we need to lift our mind, our consciousness up and out of the problem so that we can start to see the problem as not so big or as being surmountable as opposed to being insurmountable. And sometimes, especially when we're faced with problems where we don't see the way out, we can feel hopeless quite easily. And so sitting here or lying down, you're fully present with your breath. You're present with the moment. And you can recognize that simply by having breath in your lungs and having enough health and wellness to be able to do this meditation, that all in and of itself is a gift. The gift just to experience being here now. So begin to allow your attention to drift into your third eye, into the center of your brain. And I'm going to start to take you on a journey. And as I speak to you and speak through you, allow the visuals, the impressions, the feelings, however you receive this, to come spontaneously and connect with it in whatever way you can. Start to visualize in your mind the sphere of the earth floating in space. You can see this beautiful green and blue ball just hovering. And it's peaceful. The earth moves around the sun. The moon moves around the earth. All in perfect form, perfect order. Completely effortless. And you might pan out so that you can see the earth, you can see the moon, you can see the sun, you can see some of the other planets in the solar system, and continuing to move your perspective out until eventually you can see the whole solar system. You can see the radiant sun, and you can see the tiny blue dot that is our planet. And you continue to pan out even further until you see more stars. You start to see groupings of stars. And with our sun somewhere in the dot of lights, mixed in amongst all the other stars. And as you continue to pan out, you start to see the whole galaxy and how the galaxy is rotating around this void in the center. Again, in perfect structure. And you start to continue to pull your perspective back. And you start to see more than just the Milky Way galaxy, but you can see other galaxies around it continuing to move back, moving back. And you can see hundreds, thousands of galaxies as you continue to move back, moving back. Until you start to see groupings of galaxies formed to look like roots in the ground. So you can see the illuminated points, illuminated structures in the universe that are the collection of millions of galaxies. And you bring your perspective all the way back until you can witness the whole universe. And you can see this structure of galaxies interwoven into this black space. And that this universe is the network that we are all connected to. That no matter how big or how small, we are a part of this beautiful network, this beautiful system, operating together with perfect wisdom. And that the universe, as we see it in the mind, is just a physical representation. But the universe that we are a part of is multidimensional. It is physical. But there are many dimensions overlaid on top of this physical representation. Things that we cannot see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. It is vastly expansive. And you begin to connect with that overarching, creative source. The source from which everything comes. That you right now, as a part of this universe, are intertwined with the creative force. That you are not separate from what we might call God, but rather a part of it, just as everything and everyone else is. All a part of this same source. And this energy has been around long before your earth birth in this life, and you will continue after your earthly death, after you transition from the 3D back to your multidimensional state. And that everything that happens in this window of time, from the moment that you are born on this earth to the moment that you leave, that this sliver of time is a flash in the pan in the grand scheme of the eternal nature of your true essence, which is your creative source. And that every experience you've ever had in your life has been to help you grow, to help you expand. Creation is expanding. The light of creation, the light of the love that is creation is expanding. And you are a warrior. You are the ones that come here to expand that light, to connect it. So your earthly life is this dark place where you have amnesia. You forget where you are, where you came from, what you came here to do. But what never changes is that you are always this source. And the only place to go, the only transition, the worst thing that can happen is that you pass on and you return home. You return back to your creative core, to God, to love, to the essence of all that is. You return home. You come here. You live this physical existence for this very short period of time. You play the game. And then you go home. You always get to return home because there is nowhere else to go. And now wherever you are, you're starting to reconnect with your physical self, reconnecting with your body, with your breath. Feeling all the space around you, all the sounds, and in your own time emerging back into your 3D human life. And remembering that this life is temporary and that there is always enjoyment to be found. And just know that at any time, whenever you need it, you can reconnect to your core, to your creative essence, and find your way back. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.